and welcome back to another Conan Exiles beginner guide episode. Okay, so today I think I want to try to cover specifically setting up crafting stations and farming iron and making weapons, tools, and gear. So that is going to be the goal of today's episode. Also, a little bit of transparency here. I did reduce the XP on the server because while behind the scenes building this, I'm 29. So I think that's more than enough. I felt like at first I needed to buff it up just so I could get those levels under my belt, because I'm not going to be playing this that often and I don't want to have to grind just to put out an episode for something. Because I do have my actual Age of War Conan series, which I play on my actual server with like my wife, and there are a couple other people there that play as well. That's going to be where most of my time is going for Conan, so I don't want to have to spend a lot of time here. So I just wanted a little transparency with that. I did turn the ratings down for now a little bit so I don't level up too much faster. But before we start on getting out there and grabbing iron and doing all that stuff, we want to go into knowledge here real quick and go under survival. And this is where you're going to learn your crafting stations. It's going to be stone tools, at least a handful of them. Let me turn this down just a tad bit. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, you're going to want to grab blacksmithing, which you learn at level 10. It costs 2 points. This will give you your furnace and your blacksmith's bench, as well as the ability to make iron, steel, reinforcements and bars, as well as you learn the casting table, which allows you to make jewelry and flasks in the flask mold. Next, you're going to learn at level 10, it's going to cost 2 points. Now, you probably won't be able to learn all of these right away. You might have to be like level 12 or 13 before you learn them all. But don't worry, those levels come by fast if you're playing with normal ratings. You're going to get the carpenter's bench, which teaches you how to make shaped wood, a wooden sign, and a wooden wall sign. Next, you've got the tanner's bench and the tanner's table. The tanner's bench turns hide into leather, while the table turns skins into hides. It also turns certain types of fibers and silks into their final form, like twine and silk, like gossamer into silk. So as like here, you can do strip hides. You can turn I think this is the rhino one. You can turn it into thick hide. The hyena one into normal hide. Don't remember what that one is, but yeah, like you see here, like the lizard one into normal hide, and then like the elephant one into normal hide. So you see that's what it does. Next, level 15 is the Fireball Cauldron, which is where you learn Fireball Cauldron, alchemy, as well as the casting table. So again, you can learn the casting table from alchemy or from blacksmithing. So you can get it from either of these. Okay. With alchemy, you learn how to make tier 2 potions and wraps like aloe extract, as well as you learn your potion of blissful memory and potion of natural learning, which resets attributes and knowledge. You learn how to make alchemic base. You learn how to make dragon powder, steel fire, stone consolidant, yellow lotus potion. We'll cover all of this stuff, what each of them do specifically, as we put them down. But the big ones you want to learn after, even between all that, are level 10 and level 15 as well. At level 10, you learn the iron pick, the iron hatchet, iron sickle, as well as how to make silk in the benches. And at level 15, you learn the iron skinning knife and the iron cleaver. And I think this is probably what we're going to try to cover today for that section. The next thing that I want to cover is we're going to probably put down our large campfire. We're going to cover that. We're also going to possibly cover we're going to cover armor as well. So you're going to scroll here ignore this. This is part of a mod, by the way, guys. Just ignore it, okay? This is a mod. So unless you have the mod downloaded, you won't see those. But right here, you've got armor. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure you learn this, because when you learn this, you learn the armor's bench, which allows you to make all the base armor in the game, as well as their paddings and stuff like that. And then if you own any of the DLCs, all of this will be open for you as well. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to cover horses or any of that kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, also, this right here, this is part of the casting table. This is how you make certain types of jewelry, like circlets, necklaces, earrings, bracelets. You can make the bejeweled bikini set, and this one, the gold one, and then you can make the jeweled bikini set for the silver, although they don't have the actual top in this one. It's something else. All right, and then, yeah, we're not going to cover that later. All right. Okay, so those are the things that we're going to do today. So first and foremost, we want to get out there and get some iron at some point too, because we're going to have to do that. Now, I did do a little bit behind the scenes farming, so we've got ourselves a nice little stockpile of wood and stone ready to go. And then we have a little bit of hide, but not a lot. I've got a little bit of fiber and all that kind of stuff. So we are located right here currently at what is this, H3 in the noob area of the river. Okay, so there's a few different options we have to do iron. Okay, so you can find dotted iron all like along this side of the river, the north side of the river, if you're following this, like up, like right along this edges, without going up into the hills, like right around here, all right here. You can find iron like all here as well. But you can also find a lot of iron if you come over here and you head up this hill. Okay, you're going to get over onto this plane here. You're going to cross over the water, and then when you get over to this water, you're going to find a kind of like a place down here where there's just a ton of shellbacks and gators. But if you come right here, okay, so if I show you right here, it says J5 right here. This whole area with a stone pick, you can get close to about 700 ironstone. With an iron pick, you can get almost 2,000 ironstone. It's a really good place to go to for your first group cluster of iron without too much of a danger or a hassle, mainly because of the fact that there is a bandit camp, a black hand camp here, which means players can't build anywhere near this iron. So it's protected by the no build area. So that is an option as well. That's a little far for me because we're all the way down here, and that would be a lot of iron we would need. So we're just going to get what we can. Now, obviously, I am 29. So I do have my 10 points in the strength, 10 in vitality, 5 in expertise, and I put the last 4 into authority. So we're going to put that 5th point into authority once we get it. So you're going to you're probably not going to have even remotely the stats I have. So please keep that in mind. This is mostly for holy crap, my ground looks like trash. What is going on with my graphics? Hold on a second. Settings. Sometimes you gotta tell the system to wake the fudge up. There we go. What the hell was up with that? Okay. Anyways, just turn the graphic settings down for a second and it fixed it all. All right, so from here, we're going to actually head across the river real quick. But before we do that, I'm going to head down here. We're going to store all that stuff over there. And we're going to go out and get our iron so we can get that started, because we're definitely going to want our first big group of iron so we can start smelting that while we're working on getting the rest of the benches. So if you come over here to these 2 statues, they're called the Sentinels. I was actually going to say it before it popped up, but it beat me to it. So the Sentinels, if we ever hear somebody say, hey, meet you at the Sentinels or meet you at the statues, this is what they're talking about, okay? There's these 2 ancient statues of the ancient ones right here. But here you find your first non-pain-in-the-pooper NPC that's trying to kill you, okay? So he's one of the Wanderers, and you can talk to him.
Another new one, eh? I can smell it on you. Veterans tend to smell just a little more like despair. I'm Arcos. Once a sailor, now a wanderer. You didn't think you were the only one, did you? You should go up north. There's whole cities of exiles up there.
All right, and this is the Wanderer. Sorry about that. My daughter was asking me a question. She wanted to know if she could do something with food. Anyways, I don't know. She's not here, sweetie. Are you gonna eat that? Are you gonna eat it? Go for it. Alright. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so when you talk to this NPC, you can have like a full-blown conversation where he'll kind of talk to you kind of about the Exiled lands. I'll leave this for you guys to do, to explore yourselves. But he will teach you one of the very first emotes you can learn in the game. Not the first, because I've actually skipped 2 places you can actually learn emotes already, but one of the very first, which you learn, the Plight Clap.
Good luck, Exile. It's a tough world out there.
Yes, it is. Well, more tough for other people. But anyways, so right here, we're going to cross right over this way. We're going to take this little path here. Now, if you are not familiar, this part of the walkway right here is normal ground. Now, the AI for most creatures will look at this and go, nope. But for the most part, you can run right across it, no problem. Now, over here on the north side of the river, okay, you're going to start running into hyenas, which you can see like right over there, there are a couple, and right over there past the gator, there are a couple more. They're going to be a little bit tougher than gators, but their attack patterns are pretty simple. All right, so we're going to come over here. We're going to deal with this gator real quick, and then we'll get our first bunch of iron, little first batch of iron here. So we deal with this little gator. Gator's confused about what direction he's looking. All right, now I don't think I made a stone skinning knife yet, did I? No, let's do that real quick so we can start getting our hands on some hides. Now, I do still have the farming rate turned up because they really still haven't fixed that ragdoll thing, have they? Go figures. All right. I still have the farming rates turned up because I feel like it is necessarily needed. It is necessarily needed. I'm actually going to unlock... Ooh, we're going to do blacksmith first, so... Yeah, let's do that. And right away, because I already have it unlocked, it automatically did that for you. Okay, so we're going to come over here and we're going to deal with these 2 hyenas here. Or actually, I think it's 3 because there's that one over there. All right, let's get this guy. And then there's some iron right there. You can just barely see it. So hyenas don't really hit very hard if you're playing on official settings, but they are pretty tanky to some extent. But you need to be careful. Their attacks are fast, so the damage does build up. And there you go. Take out those first few. I'm going to use our bandy here real quick just to heal ourselves up. And somebody in one of my videos, I believe in the last one, did point out that he was saying that the reason why potions and wraps heal differently is because you can't move with wraps, so they heal more than what potions do. In my experience, they heal about the same. But, hey, what do I know? So, I don't know. This is my experience. It feels like they heal the same. All right, we're going to grab the hide. There we go. So we got ourselves a nice little stockpile of hyena pelts. We can break those down later. I'm going to get rid of those fangs just to keep our weight down. And we're going to come right over here. And this is what you're looking for, guys. This lovely little gray stone. That lovely little grayish copper white marked up little stone right here. That is what your iron looks like. Okay, so that's what you're going to be looking for. There are places on the map where you can find a ton of iron, and I will be showing you guys in this guide where those spots are for the starting of the game. And yes, it is very, very close to the starting point in the game. Not close to the starting point, but it is a relatively easy place to get to an early game. Although I do want to just mention that you're probably going to want to have at least a good set of iron weapons as well as a blunt weapon if you're going to go there, because it is rock nose territory. And rock noses are weak to blunt attacks, just like undead skeletons specifically. Ah, that was a delayed attempt. I finished the combo, but it didn't kill it. All right, so we're gonna just get a couple more hyenas because we got to watch our carry weight because iron and hides weigh a lot. I'm also gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna bring oh, that's right, I'm out of wraps. Yeah, we're gonna have to get a little bit more fiber here real quick so I can make some more wraps. Let's do that real fast. All right, get rid of these bugs. And we're gonna come up here. We're gonna right there. Perfect. 3, which should give us 9. All right. So if you come over here, and another thing that you're gonna want to do, I guess I should probably show you guys coal as well, because you can get some early game coal in this region as well, which will be really good to save on your wood, so you're not burning your wood. And let's get rid of the stone. We're gonna get plenty of stone while harvesting. So there's no reason to hold on to all this extra stone. So what I'm getting right now, like getting that 9, that's probably close to what you're going to be getting once you get an iron tool. I believe it's like 9 or 12 until you start leveling up a little bit and all that fun stuff. So if you come over here, okay, if you come to this part of the map, just across from where my base is right here, okay, so if you come up here, this is spider territory. Now, if you come over to this wall, so if you come right over here, okay, just run right up this hill. Sometimes you can find a little bit of iron and coal right over here, but I have a much death right up there too, is a Defari camp, so make sure you're careful of them. But I don't like going that way because there's a lot of hyenas, and hyenas are a little bit more of a pain in the butt to deal with than spiders, I think, at least the first couple that you get. Oh, yeah, there's some hyenas right here with a hyena pup. You can see there's the pups right there. I'll get into those guys probably within the next couple of guides, little episode guides here. But I want to come over here because over this way, there is a cave. Okay, so as you're crossing this way, you'll run into these guys. There's this little pack of shellbacks here. And then right over there, if you follow this road, you can see there's a big spire. Right over there, we're going to find a bunch of coal that's not being guarded by anything. And there's also a cave right here. This is actually a crocodile cave with a crocodile mini boss inside. You still following me? Yep, still following me. All right, well, we're actually going to come right over here real quick, and I'm going to grab some coal because this will be really good for burning in our furnace and campfire to save on wood. Are you still, like, what is up with the AI? Like, they were supposed to make it so they don't follow you as much anymore, and this guy is clearly following me. All right, well, let's just get rid of him. All right, so you come right up here. So if you can see it from the distance right there, just barely in the distance, so that is a spooter just sitting there. But if you come right here, you can get your first little chunk of coal that we can use for our furnace and our campfire to save on wood, because coal burns longer than wood. You can get about 3 or 4 nodes without pulling any spiders. Okay, and then if you come around this way, now there's more coal up there, of course, but there's also a ton of spiders, and we don't want to fight those. But if you come over here, you can grab like 1 or 2 more nodes of coal right up here, and we're going to grab those as well real quick before we head over to grab some more iron, because we're going to need a nice little chunk of it. And I might skip ahead at some point here, just because there's going to be a lot of running around. And then there's the 4th one right there. Well, this one, sometimes you can pull a spider, so please be very careful if you're not ready. And as you can see, there's a couple more black dots in the distance. That's more coal. All right, so you're probably going to get anywhere from like 150 to 200 coal on normal harvesting rates. So it is a real good way to get a handful of coal. And then once you get to like other places on the map, you'll be able to get more of an abundance of it later down the line. Or you can even use oil, because I know some people, like, they just have so much oil that they just throw it in their furnaces. All right, so let me repair this, get rid of that stone, get rid of all that, lower our carry weight. So we've already got a decent amount of hyena pelts that we can break down. Where are we at right now? Oh, we are actually really close to a couple of iron nodes that I want to grab here real quick. There actually should be one right here. Yep, there it is. Little tiny node just hiding right here. There we go, grab that one. And then there should be another node right over here. Now, obviously, there are much better places to go, but this is just like early access, accessible nodes that if they're not farmed or built like right on top of, this is really good iron to get early game. Yeah, we're starting to get a little heavy now. There should be some nodes right down here I want to grab real fast. There's another one, another two. All right, and then this is probably going to be the last one that I can grab before my carry weight decides to be like, no. So we're going to repair real quick before we drop this stone. There we go. So we got about 250. Now, obviously, you're going to have to farm way more than that with normal ratings, but there's also way more metal over here. You can actually find a handful of nodes along the bottom over here. Okay, and then there's a couple of nodes over that way, but I'm going to go all the way over there. So where that tree is, guys, there is a camp over there that I want to show you guys here real quick. So I'm going to run over there real quick and bring you guys back so I can show you guys a really good spot to get early game metal that can't be built on. All right, guys, bringing us back. Now we are all the way over here where I was originally telling you guys. We're right below this little mountain up here. It is right at J5 on this side of the river before you head into the jungle region, which is right over there. So if you come right around this edge, you want to hug the water because there's going to be a guy right here, but you can already start seeing metal up top. If you hug the water, there's a guy right there. We're not ready to kill him just a second. I have a sleeping bag and I will put it down though. But if you come right over here, you can see, look at all this metal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is actually 7, 8, 9 because there's 3 nodes right here. And then if you come over here, and I'm going to try to show you guys real fast by climbing up there without actually having to deal with the guy. Yep, he already saw me, so we're going to climb up here. Nice try, buddy. Ooh, I might actually need the stamina for this. Oh, I think I'm good. And as you can see, there is a nice chunk of metal here. Nodes up there, and then you can see all the metal over there. All this metal is, you can't build on it. So it's a really good source of early game metal. So keep this place in mind when you guys are out and about and you're trying to look for a really good source of metal. It is a little bit further, heading into north, but since it's on the river, it should be easier to get to, so it shouldn't be too much of a hassle. It is the second minor black hand camp that you will run into when you are traveling across the river. The other one is right here. So you have one black hand camp here, and then you have this one right here. These are minor camps. So when I say minor, I mean like weaker camps, okay? All right, so I'm going to... Oop, somehow I barely took any damage from that fall, but yep, that happens. Yeah, you can also hold spacebar, and you can grab onto the ledge and slide down, and then you just hit C to let go. And then hold spacebar again, so if you got a really high height. All right, so right now I'm going to bring us back to base, and then we're going to get started on getting some of this smelted. I might actually do another quick run behind the scenes real fast, just so I can, just so I can have enough metal to make sure that we're able to actually do all the projects today. So I'm going to run back, drop this off, and then I will bring you guys back when we are ready to start building. All right, guys, we are back at base. Oh, I got a lot. Even for ×3, I got a lot. So we got about 1,557 ironstone. Of course, we got that 468. So I ended up going all the way back and farming as much of that metal as I could. So in the process of farming all that metal, I actually got a couple more stacks of stone. I think I got like almost 2 stacks of stone more. So we'll be able to turn that into bricks and do all that. So first and foremost, we're going to grab our trusty, dusty construction hammer. Okay. And then we're going to... Nope, not that. We want crafting stations. So under crafting stations, you're going to see a handful of things under smithing, carpenter, alchemy. My daughter is stomping upstairs. Okay. Alchemy and cooking. And these are the 4 things technically that you have to focus on for priority at the moment for that kind of stuff. You know, you have clan, farming, general, religion, sorcery, and companions. But we're not going to cover all of those right now. We're just going to we're just going to handle these 4: smithing, carpenter, alchemy, and cooking for today. All right. So right off the back, we want to get ourselves a furnace down. A furnace costs 500 stone. Okay, so whoops, I gotta stop hitting that. We're gonna click on furnace, and as you can see, this is the tier 1 starting furnace, and you need 500 stone to build this. So we're just gonna grab 1,000 stone right now. We're gonna walk right over here. Okay, I'm just gonna find a nice little cozy spot in the corner for it without touching the wall, and I'm actually gonna place 2 of these down. And the reason for that is, and I highly recommend you do this, is because with 2 furnaces you can have, at least at the moment, okay, sometimes I actually do as many as 4, but you can have 1 for your ore smelting and 1 for your stone smelting. Okay, so if you open it up, you can look in here that you have your fuel burn, you have your thrall once we actually start getting thralls to put them in here, and you have your space. So you've got 4 rows of space. So you have 20 space, you know, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. All right. Now, obviously it can overcap if you are crafting, but you can't put anything in once you're overcapped. All right. So we're going to come over here. We're going to grab all of this as well as 4 stacks of stone. Okay. We're going to walk back over here nice and slow like. We're going to take half of this and stick it in this one. And then we're going to stick the ore in there. Okay, and then you're going to hit start. Now, as you can see, it is smelting away. Now, I might actually increase the crafting time just so we can get this done quicker, so I can get this moving along, because this is going to take a while. And we're going to need probably about 200 to get us started. So your goal is to get about 200 to 300 iron bars in the beginning, so you can get your tools and your gear out as quickly as possible. Now, something to keep in mind, when smelting, it takes 2 ore to make 1 ingot. So if you can watch over here, this will drop down from 992 down to 990 as soon as it makes the 4th bar. See, there you go. So it takes 2. So it's a 2 for 1 deal. So 1,000 ore will give you 500 ingots, basically. All right. And then over here, we're going to start smelting our stone. Now, in case you're curious why I put the coal down in the bottom right-hand corner, I do that because I like to keep my stuff on custom. And it always, like, instinctively, my eyes always go down here, so I know exactly how much I have in the furnace, even though it will tell you up here when I click on it that you have this much. I don't look up here often. Now, I believe my settings are on default, so 233, so technically 34 coal, will give you just about 2.5 hours of burn. And as you can see here, it already used the first amount, and it takes 10 stone to make 1 brick. So you get 10 stone to make 1 brick. So that means you get 100 bricks per 1,000 stone. So this will give us 400 bricks to start off with, which 400 to 500 bricks is kind of what you want to shoot for in the beginning. And the reason why you want to put them in separate furnaces is because it can only craft 1 item at a time. So if you try to work on bricks and ingots at the same time, it's going to prioritize the ingots, and you're going to be waiting 10 times longer. Not literally, but you're going to be waiting for all the ingots will have to finish first, and then you'll have to wait for the bricks to start smelting. Okay, So we're going to let that sit, and while that's sitting, we're going to start working on the other benches, at least a couple of them, because we can't do all of them until some of that is done. All right, so next thing we have the Tanner's Bench. Now the Tanner's Bench, this lets you break down things like hides and skins and things like that and make other stuff. So we're actually going to stick that right here next to the window between these torches. And if we come over here, put this away, and we open this up. So as you can see, like right here, so you can make thread, or you can break down stuff to make fiber. So if I clicked on this, you can actually take vines and break them down into fiber. And then you can take that fiber and use it for other stuff. Or you can take those vines and turn them into twine, or as well as turn the fiber into twine. Of course, as you get better thralls, more things open up, because once you have like a tier 3 or a tier 4 thrall, you get more options to do stuff. And then over here, you can take rhino hide. So 2 rhino hides will make 1 thick hide. And then you've got 2 hyena pelts will make, actually, I think it takes 2 hyena pelts. I think it makes 3 hides. So we're just going to come right over here real quick, and we're going to gather the hyena and the lizard skins that we just got done doing today. I'll come over here. We're going to throw these in here real fast. I'm actually going to bring them down to the bottom row. There we go. That's the overcap row, by the way, now. And then you're going to click on the hyena one. So as you can see here, it will craft, because we have 243, it'll craft 121 times. So if I craft this, I believe it should give you 3, if I remember correctly. So you get 3 hides. Yep, you get 3 hides for every 2 of these you break down. So we'll come over here and we'll do this. And this is what you want to do. And you want to, now you don't have to do it this way. You could just theoretically throw these in the tanning bench and turn them into what you need. You could. But I like to break them down because you get way more hides out of it. And it's just, the process is so much easier. Okay. All right. So we're actually going to grab this real quick. Oh yeah, and I do have this 5 right here, these iron bars. I actually got those when I went over to that camp. And I killed the NPC in order to farm the rest of the iron ore over there. All right, so we're going to open this up now. And whoop, I should probably pull it down. So for this one, we need 50 bark, 100 wood, and 200 stone in order to make a tanner's bench. Now, you're actually going to need more than 50 bark, because the tanner's bench actually takes bark as fuel, similar to how the furnace takes wood, coal, or oil as fuel. Okay, so we're going to come over here and put that away. And to get bark, it's actually very simple. You can come up to any tree and you pull out your pickaxe, and if you hit a tree with a pickaxe, you're going to get bark. Okay, it's literally that simple. That's how you get bark. So you would normally use a hatchet on a tree, but if you're trying to get bark, you want to use a pickaxe on a tree. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get more than 50 because we want to make sure that we have enough for fuel. So I'll probably get about 200 of it here real quick, which won't take us very long because we're playing with ×3 settings for this little beginner's guide playthrough series that we're doing. And I just want to say one thing here real quick. This is very, very hard for me to play. I have a hard time staying motivated on single player, even on default difficulty, because I have to play at like extremely hard difficulties. That's why I run my own server. So this guide is the only reason I'm doing this, because otherwise I would not be doing it. All right, and yes, I could make single player very close to my private server in settings, but there are actually some settings that I cannot change in single player, that you have to actually own a server or run your own dedicated server in some way in order to change those settings. So yeah. All right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna grab our stone, and then we're gonna come back over here and we're going to make our tanner's bench. So I'm actually going to put the tanner's bench right here next to this. We're actually going to kind of put it like this a little bit, like that. Put it right there. And then we're going to come over here, and then we're going to take this bark, we're going to throw it down in there, put this hammer away. We're going to come over here. We're going to grab what little bit of hide we have right now. We're going to come up to the tanner's bench. You're going to pop it in here, and you got to hit play. And as you can see, 114 will give us 38 leather. We'll use this leather to make our armor. All right, so let's go over here and see how much we have. 50. Ooh, perfect. That is like exactly what we need for the next bench. All right, so we're gonna come over here, and you need 50 to make the blacksmith's bench. So let me show you here real quick. So you need 50 iron bars and 250 stone to make the blacksmith's bench. And the reason why I kept this spot open right here is because I want to shove the blacksmith's bench right in there. See if I can get it right in there. Perfect. Right next to the furnaces. Okay, and then you come over here, and now we're going to need more iron to do the rest of these. But as you can see right now, you have all of these. Well, I do. But these are, a lot of these are things that, like this one right here is from the new Battle Pass. Most of this is DLC stuff. This is Battle Pass. This is DLC, 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 DLC. Battle Pass, as well as Twitch drops for all of these. These are all blood crystal weapons, DLC, DLC, and then of course these are default. These are part of the normal thing. So, you know, if you own a DLC, you'll see a bunch of weapons and stuff in here that you normally wouldn't see. They pretty much, for the most part, all have the same kind of damage. It's just for look. But what we want is the iron pickaxe. So as you can see, you need 30 iron bars per tool, and you need 5 branches. So we're going to throw those branches in there right now. And then I think I actually have... Did I get rid of them? You know what? Nope, I think they're over here. Yep, there they are. Perfect. So we're going to take those branches out. We're going to come over here for now. We're just going to shove all these branches in here. And yeah. So now, as you can see, we got to wait on more iron again. So that's why I said you're going to need about 200, 300 to be safe. Per character to get all of your iron tools, as well as your first set of armor, which I recommend jumping straight to medium. Just skip light, but it's your personal choice. Some people don't like the roll distance for medium. Okay, so next we're going to come back in here again, and we need to make the armor's bench. Now, to make the armor's bench, you need let me stop hitting that. You need 200 stone, 100 wood, and 25 twine. Now, we don't actually have the twine on us, but this brings me to my next thing. If you don't want to waste time with it in your inventory, you can just come over here. You can stick your fiber in here real quick, and then you come up to this right there, and it says it'll make 175 for you. So we're just going to do that and make 50, and then I'm actually going to cancel those so we can make the twine. So... now it's just going to make the twine. And of course, it's not going to make it uber fast. But what I am going to do, just for the sake of the video, because this, like I said, this is just my beginner guide playthrough, guys. So me turning up the settings to make it go by faster just allows me to get it out quicker. So yeah, as you can see now, it is booking out very quickly now. Crafting one pretty much every second or two. All of the twine is done, so I'm going to grab that here real quick. All right. Funny how I can hear the ticking from this going off. I can hear it, guys. Like, I can hear the crafting tick every time one crafts, but it's not like a freaking clock. All right, so we're gonna need about 136, 9, 12, 50 for now, just so we can, yeah. Well, you know what? I'll just take this for now. While it's crafting the rest, we'll make our tools. All right, so we're gonna throw this iron in here. We're gonna make our iron pickaxe. We're gonna make our iron hatchet, and we're gonna make our iron sickle. So those are all done. So now we can just bring this down here, just like that. Take this out and throw these tools away. And we gotta wait a little bit longer. All right, so while we're waiting, because I forgot I got to put down the armor's bench, we're going to put down our armory bench. So I'm actually going to take my armor's bench and put it on the other side of the tanner's bench right here. And I'm going to leave that little gap open because there's an evil to my madness here, guys. Okay, and we're going to stick it right there next to our bed on the back side over here. All right, and we're going to open this up, and this is your armory, okay? So in the armory's bench, it will allow you to craft shields and armor. Okay, specifically just the two. You also will be able to make things like paddings and layering for later endgame stuff. And these are all the different types of armors in the game. I believe I have majority of them, minus I think one or two of the battle pass ones because I missed them. I just wasn't very active through the early two battle passes for Age of Sorcery. So I don't actually have all of the stuff, but I do have a good amount of it. I'm going to wait till there's 90 in here so I can take that out. So we can come over here. So I can throw this in here. And this way we are able to upgrade and get our iron tool. So again, all of these are pretty much the same. They're all going to take 30 with 5 because they are all the same. Their damages are all going to be the same as their other counterparts. So like that's a one-handed blood crystal mace. That's a one-handed normal mace. As you can see, the damage is exactly the same. It's just the material and the look is different. And it would be no different than me going in here and looking for the normal. That's actually the Pictish mace. I know I have the normal mace unlocked. No, I don't. I just have the whatchamacallit unlock. Okay, whatever. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to choose a one-handed, not short sword. I want a one-handed long sword. So this would be the long sword for this one. I believe the blood crystal sword is a long sword as well. Yes, because the short sword... That's weird. Why does the short sword have higher health damage? That is so weird. Did they mess something up? Interesting. Wait a minute. Wait, is that the two-handed? No, that's the one-handed. Huh. I think they made a boo-boo. The one-handed short sword has more damage than the one-handed long sword. I never did. Was it always like that, or am I just freaking crazy? I don't know. Maybe I'm going cuckoo. All right, either way, I'm just going to grab the, well, then again. That is interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to choose the new weapon that we get from the battle pass. I'm just going to choose the one-handed axe. So I'm going to bring that down here. It is a strength weapon, just like the sword, but this is the new weapon that you can get from the current battle pass. It is a one-handed axe. Looks really cool. Follows their theme. I like it. I like it. All right, so now we got that. So we should be able to do even more damage. Come back over here. We're going to grab this metal because we're actually going to need this along with the tanner's bench. I'm going to need that. And then over here, I'm going to go here. We're going to do, there we go, that. And we're going to come back here and do that. We're going to grab this, throw this hide in here. So we can make some more. And the byproduct of making leather is you get tar. So we're going to do that so we can make some more leather. And it's a process. I'm literally moving down the assembly line. We're going to throw our iron and our leather in here. And I'm actually going to go in here and we're going to do. So as you can see, you've got heavy padding. So if you come up here, let me show you. There's a couple other ones here real quick. But you have heavy padding, light padding. But if you come up here and you type in PADD, it should bring up all three of the padding so you don't have to scroll down. So heavy padding takes thick leather. That makes for heavy armor. Light padding takes hide and twine, and this makes light armor. And medium padding takes leather and twine to make medium armor. We're going to be making medium armor, so we're going to need 5 pieces of medium padding to make the full set. So we're going to need 55 of this and 25 of this. So we're going to come back over here, and then we're going to grab this so we can throw that back in the thing. But we're also going to queue up a little bit more of this here real quick. There we go. So we can throw this over there to help supplement a little bit that we've gotten so far. I'm going to throw this back in here. Grab that. Turn that back on. Craft that leather. Throw the twine in here. Throw the leather in here. Go up here. Go there. And we're just going to craft 5 paddings. Okay. And then once this padding's done, we're going to make our medium armor. Okay. And I don't think I have any of the new armor for the current battle pass. Oh yeah, I do. I have the light one. We have the bandit one, but I'm not going to wear that. I'm actually going to use the armor from the last battle pass, which is the nomad set, which is a medium set. So for this, you're going to need more leather. You're going to need more, you're going to need lots of ingots, and you're going to need lots of paddings. Okay, so we're going to come over here. We're going to grab our leather from here. I'll throw it in here. I could have just typed in nomad, but I'm just going to scroll. All right, and then we're going to make the boots. We're going to make the legs. We're going to make the helmet. We're going to make the gloves. And we're going to make the chest piece. All right. And then boom, 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 boom. And I think I made an extra piece. Yeah, I did. I didn't even realize I made an extra one. Huh, whatever. All right. And then we're just going to equip all this lovely medium armor. Throw all this gear out. Awesome sauce. Get rid of that. Cool beans, yo. And there we go. Look at that. Look at our bad self already getting decked out already. And this is default medium armor, guys. This isn't anything special. This is just armor I got from the last battle pass. You don't need anything special to make it. It is the same type of ingredients you would get for like the default battle armor in the game. I'm just using the battle pass armor that I got from the battle pass. All right, and yeah, that is our weapon and our armor. That's how you make everything through there. I showed you guys how to get coal, how to make bricks. If we come in here real quick, the other things that you can make as well, like I was saying, there's the casting table, which is pretty big. This is just for, use this to make flasks for making all kinds of other stuff in the game, but for this we're going to need a little bit more iron. So I'm actually going to just take exactly what I need, just because I don't want to weigh myself down. So, and oh, what am I missing? Oh, I have everything. That's weird. Oh yeah, this thing is just enormous. I'm actually going to put it out here. All right, so we're going to come out here, and I'm just going to stick it right there if it lets me. Come on, stop being weird. I know you'll light up. There we go. Good. Nah, you know what? I take that back. That's getting turned. That's just a funky position for that. Perfect. Much better. I like that better. And then if you come over here, you click on it. As you can see, you can make flasks. It requires glass and a flask mold. You can make gold and silver coins. You've got all of this. Down here, you're going to have to make these things. You got all the different things like the ankle, the bracelet, earrings, coins, circlets, and the molds. You got to make the molds to make these. And then, you know, those things cost, like, they take iron to make. I'm not going to go into this. It's really not that important right now. And then you got that out of the way. And then the last thing on this list is also the Tinker's Bench. I'm not going to get into the Tinker's Bench right now because that delves into modifying armor. The other thing that we want to get into is making the Carpenter's Bench. So we're going to come over here and we're going to grab a little bit of wood so we can go make the Carpenter's Bench. So there we go. That's the Carpenter's Bench right here. Not that big, so it's really not very bulky, but we're going to stick it outside. We're going to just plop it down right here next to the casting table. There we go. And if you come up to it, you can throw your wood in here. This is where you make all your bows, all your arrows, as well as your early game shaped wood. So we're going to pop that up, get that going right there. And then we're going to go back inside and we're going to go into alchemy, because now we want to make the cauldron and the alchemist workbench. So we're going to come over here, take about 100 of this. There we go. And I think it said I needed twine, if I remember correctly. Yes, we need 20 twine. All right. Oh, I thought I made all of that. Let's just do that now. I think I have some still over here, so let's just grab this for now. All right, so now we can make the cauldron. We're going to shove it right here in this corner. Boink. And then we're going to want to make the alchemist bench. So we're going to need more wood. So we're going to run over here, grab our wood. Only going to take what we need. There we go. We're going to stick that right there, right next to it roughly. Leave a little bit of space open. And then last but not least, our campfire. So we're going to need more wood. Might as well take it all. We'll just use that stack as fuel. And we'll come out here and we'll just take our campfire. We'll stick it right about, stick it right about there. We'll walk up to it. And there you go. Now you got a nice large campfire to cook all your foods, and you can take your small one with you on the road. Whew. That's all the crafting stations that we're going to deal with today. That's a lot. So, all right, so first and foremost, let's get over here to the cauldron. So the cauldron, like I was saying earlier, there's not really a whole lot you can do with it early game. But you can make alchemic base, dragon powder, steel fire, and stone consolidant. Now, steel fire takes tar and brimstone. This is what you use to turn iron into steel. Stone consolidant takes resin and fiber. This is what you use to turn bricks into hardened bricks for making tier 3 stuff. Dragon powder is for making explosives, and alchemic bases for so much stuff. It has so many recipes. And then the alchemist bench is where you make potions, animal feed, and healing wraps, and all kinds of other stuff. So a couple of things that I wanted to cover in this right away. So you get your tier 2 aloe extract potion and healing wraps, which heal a little bit more than your typical ones that you craft out in the field. You get the potion of blissful memory, which this one resets your attributes. So this is not new to the game, but they did change the recipe. It used to take ash, it now takes blood. So it takes 1 water flask. So if you remember, I was talking about the flasks. So you'll need a casting table to make flasks, and then you need to fill them with water, and you stick them in here with yellow lotus blossoms as well as blood, and you can make the potion that resets your attributes, so you can reset them. The potion of natural learning, same thing, except this one takes bone mill, so you have to grind up bone. Again, you need a water flask and yellow lotus potions. This will reset your knowledge. So if you ever need to reset your knowledge, if you're not going to be putting, like let's say you've already got all your crafting stuff down, you're not planning on moving it anytime soon, but you do want to learn something different for a little bit or change it up, this will allow you to do that. Your Reaper poison, this will kill a Sand Reaper. You can make poison for your blade. Another one that for poison for your blade, and the yellow lotus potion. I'm going to do a more in-depth guide, a more not in-depth guide, but a little bit more of a focus guide that's specifically short and sweet and straight to the point that describes all this stuff. But the yellow lotus potion, if you played the game in the past, it no longer resets your points. It no longer resets your attributes, aka your knowledge as well. It doesn't reset any of that. It now strictly gives you plus 10 to your stamina, and that's all it does for 2 hours. And yeah, that's about it. That's your alchemist bench. That's the beginning of it anyways. And I already talked about the rest of that stuff, and that's pretty much about it. And whew, that's a lot of stuff, guys. knocked it all out as quickly as we could, got it done, showed you guys all how to do that. So now you guys should be able to set up your nice little crafting rooms, get your nice crafting stations set up. You should be able to start adventuring even further, start working towards upgrading, you know, your storage to something a little bit more, you know, beefier, like metal storage boxes. I think in the next one, I'm going to cover, you know, setting up your storage, getting your new storage boxes, and we're probably going to start diving into animal taming and potentially thrall recruiting, we're going to call it. So your animal taming and your thrall recruiting. So we're going to start working on that in the next episode, guys. So if this guide was informational and you thought it was very helpful, please let me know down below. Also, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as well, guys. And yeah, let me know how you guys are doing and if you're enjoying it all. Because if you guys are enjoying the guides, I will keep doing them. Even if I don't like playing single player. I will do it for you guys. So anyways, take care, guys. Happy survival. And I'll see you guys in the next guide. All right, take care. See you later. Alright guys, so if you made it this far into the video, I'm going to show you guys a quick little spot if it's not built on or built near destroying spawn points, where you're going to come on the map for that big cluster of iron. Actually, like I said, is not far. So if you come right up here, so pretty much this entire area up here, there's iron and coal everywhere. But specifically, you're going to come to this spot right here. Alright, so you're going to go to F5, the F5 grid, just outside the unnamed city in the river right here. And there's going to be a place up here known as the Tower of Bats, which is part of the main story. But so up here near this place, you're going to find a bunch of rock noses. Now, I'm on the wrong side of it, but this is where you're going to come. You're going to go to the other side over here. So I'll just show you guys what a rock nose is. That's a rock nose right there. But we're going to go over here to this other side. They like to pop out of the ground. These guys are weak to blunt damage specifically. Okay. See how quickly I'm just demolishing this thing? So you're going to want to make sure you have a one-handed mace or a two-handed hammer if you're going to fight these. And you can also bring out a pick. And you can see that some of them will give you resources based off of what type they are. There's so many different types. So we're going to come over this way. Come over to the other side because I ran right past it. I want to be over here. Alright. Out of the rock nose. And then right there you can already see there's some iron up ahead, probably if you're paying attention right there. But up on this hill there's going to be a ton of iron. On average on a 1x server, you're looking at somewhere close to 10,000. So yeah, there's a lot of, see, look up ahead, there's so much iron here. There's also a lot of these guys here. So you can find iron along all these cliff edges here. Iron all up ahead. There's some iron over there. Yep. Rock Nose Central. All this iron here. And there's also iron all the way up top too. Like you can climb all the way up top to get the iron as well. There's tons of iron here. You know what? I'm gonna do this real quick. All this iron here. Look at that. Look at all those rock noses. There's a coal one right there. You see that blackish one over there? That's a coal one. Alright, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm just gonna go into creative mode. It'll be easier to do this here. So I can just go in there, go into hover mode. So I can show you, you got all this iron here. You got all this iron over here. There's no iron down there, but it's all over here. You get up here, you can see all the iron along this cliff edge right here, all the way over to there, all down there. Whoop. So you're getting an idea of exactly just how much iron is in this place. This is I like to call it the Iron Valley next to the Tower of Bats. All the iron up here. It is one of the easiest and earliest locations where you can find this much iron for early game. Now, we'll cover the other iron spots later, but I'll give you an idea of where it's at. The other one that's similar to this one is right here. Okay, there's a spot like right here where there's a massive, like, what looks like jagged skeleton stones, and it's kind of like a walk pathway. I think it's here or it's here. No, it's this one. It's this one right here. Okay, it's this one right here. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. There's no scattered jagged areas. So yeah, this right here, this is basically the equivalent of this spot down here, right here. And then there's another spot, this ridge right here. You can actually find a real decent amount of iron and coal here too, but you got to be a little careful because right there, okay, is one of the world boss Rocknoses, and he is tough to kill. Just because Rocknoses have extremely high armor, and you have to use blunt weapons if you want to do the most damage to them. But yeah, so this is the other spot, but this is a little bit more of a tough area. You're probably going to need to be, you know, early 30s, early 40s if you want to be up in this area, because you got to be a little bit careful. But yeah, if you're looking for an early game location, you're going to come right here to where there's a ton of it. You're going to come to F5. There's going to be basically the spot that I showed you over here at J5. Like, it dwarfs this location. You can get over 10,000 with an iron pickaxe here with ease, like every hour, half hour, whatever the respawn rate is unofficial. But yeah, so that's what you guys are looking for. Hopefully this other little spot helped you guys out.